The beta-alanine is a strange one. I always love asking questions to gain people's perspective because I worry mine is sometimes largely because I'm a largely different person than everyone else. So I think my perspective could be sometimes as well. What do you think about beta-alanine?
I think it has its purpose for certain populations in certain scenarios. So if you are an endurance runner or a competitive athlete that's going to be on the field performing repeated bouts of exercise time and time again for uh, an hour on end or something like that, I think it has great purpose. Do I
Yeah,
think it really belongs in a pre-workout that you're going to take, between 3 and 5 times a week? No. Aside from just, giving you the feeling that it's working, and it's just to enhance that um the experience of that, "Ooh, it's kicking in, it's gotta be magic working, that's why I'm performing." Um,
yeah.
but I mean, I think
That
for the average gym bro that's only, knocking out reps of 8 to 12, not doing a bunch of drop sets or rest pause training or these prolonged training, ways, I don't think it serves that much purpose.
yeah,
If you're doing
I
something like
fully agree.
CrossFit, or if you're doing something like CrossFit, P90X, or one of those kind of things, yeah, sure, it's going to have some benefits that way because the rest times are very brief and the intensity and output is very high. But for the typical guy that's just going to do 3 sets of 10 on some curls with 60 to 120-second breaks, there's not much of a purpose for them. I don't see.
Also, that was my next question. What product do you see it in? What product would you like to see it in? I should say. We see it in pre-workouts, and I think I would say this is a total random number of which I feel I would say 80 to 90% of people never reach beta alanine saturation.
Oh yeah,
Um,
if they're only getting it from their pre-workout.
if they're getting from their stimulants pre-workouts, then if they do, then I'd be very, very worried because that means they've taken it continuously for a long, long period of time. So I don't see it in a stimulant pre-workout at all, and I don't see its benefit in a stimulant pre-workout at all. So it then leads me to think, what product does it fit in? Does it fit in as a lone ingredient, or does it fit in a product? So what? So then it would lead me down the road of would it lead to a product full of ingredients that you needed to take every single day, or a saturation product full of ingredients that you need to take to a certain saturation, or where would you preferably see it?
I mean, in an
That's what.
ideal world, I think it could be as a bulk ingredient for people that just want to add it to whatever that they want to do. They could just have their daily supplement stack, or these things are, I call them either muscle multivitamins or all day muscle builders. Which is, we've seen several products like it. They had PES Ergonine does it. ATP Nutrition has a generation product, and uh, Performax used to have one as well that was kind of their all day muscle builder, that it has creatine, betaine, beta alanine, and all these products kind of have the same thing: LC-LT, so L-carnitine, L-tartrate for androgen receptor density modification and enhancing recovery and limiting muscle damage, along with cysteamine or the N-alanine L-glutamine.
Yeah,
So it's got all of those things in it. So I think putting it in a saturation-based product, and you could also throw Pico 2 in there too, since Pico 2 is primarily another saturation-based ingredient.
yeah, the
Um,
28 grams, isn't it? Pico
yeah,
2.
yeah.
It's
So you
very
could
low. I think
put
that's
something
why it's
that
like compared.
right.
Which yeah, I weren't a fan of it being compared unless it was going to be compared exactly mechanistically. But I can understand why it was being compared again, the saturation points, performance points, stuff like that. I just didn't like the fact that I just thought it was a bit of an unfair one on beta alanine. If it was, should think comparing ingredients should be comparing the ability of the mechanism of that ingredient, if that makes sense.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, compare apples to apples, not apples and oranges.
Yeah, so that's what I felt like that one was. It was like take Pico 2 and not beta alanine, or like Pico 2 is the new beta alanine or the replacements. I was just like, oh no, no, like you can't. If like for example you've got creatine increasing ATP and another ingredient increasing ATP, and you can only take one of them, and then you wanted to find out what one done it most efficiently at a lower dose, then you'd have the conversation and you could have a talk about it. Um, but like I do see a lot of Pico 2 slash verse beta alanine, and I'm not a massive fan of that because I come of the world of, well, let's take both. And I think that's more of a, I'd like to see a product created which was a strictly like everyone knew you take this in the morning, you wake up, you get a litre of water, you put a scoop of this stuff in, which is full of the saturation ingredients that you do every single morning. It didn't need to be taken pre-workout, didn't need to be taken post-workout, it could be taken any time.
Right.
And that's what I feel. That's what I felt my perspective was, and I'm glad yours is the same. So I know my perspective isn't skewed. That so I would love to see some hydration style product as well. So basically, it's all marketed as you get up, you have a liter of water, you drink that liter of water, you get your full beta alanine at what I would call efficacious dose. I don't think the 3.2 is enough in my opinion, because I think you're still to reach 178 grams of saturation is a fucking long way, and I think that was the right. I
56
think
days.
that was, yeah, exactly. So, like a beta alanine, creatine, pico 2, taurine type of product that was marketed as that. I think that's the only way I can see beta alanine in any product. I can't see it, and because I can't see any other product being recommended to take every single day. Really, I can't. I just don't get it. I just don't get it in a pre-workout, and I kind of not not I don't judge pre-workouts with it in, but I just thinking like it's just pointless. It's gonna make you feel itchy, which is rules out. I think specifically for the UK, at least 50-60% of people don't want to have that quotation marks itchy feeling when they take the pre-workout. Some use it as a placebo fact of the amount of people I speak to are shocked that beta alanine isn't a stimulant is crazy. I think that shows the education point of the end consumer because they think, and I think for a long time as well. When you start like getting that itchy, that's the pre-workout kicking in. So what follows is all the energy that you suspect from said pre-workout.
Right.
So basically, it depends on how well you've been sold it, really, which, in my opinion, or how actually truly strong it is. So when I don't like beta alanine in a stimulant product because then means you've got to refer to take that stimulant every single day for a large period of time. So I think for actually the again on paper benefits versus the benefits we actually get from beta alanine, I don't think 90 to 95% of people have ever actually fully got the benefits of from beta alanine, which is a shame because it's a great ingredient. Yet nobody's. I haven't. I don't know about you, but I haven't reached the saturation point of beta alanine every single day for that long. So it's very strange to see ingredients which is actually really really cool, yet used in the majority of pre's, but never actually utilized. It's very strange that it's quite an anomaly.
Well, it goes back to the intelligence or lack thereof in the formulation of 99.9% of the products that are on the market.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that, so I'm glad you did.
I'll be the one to say it.
Yeah, I think I think unless purposefully you're wanting to take it, or unless it's formulated to get that person to make feel as if they've got an itchy face, but then you're kind of narrowing yourself down to uneducated people. Then I think because an educated supplement user like us talking or anyone listening will know beta alanine needs to be taken for a long time for it to be working of 170 grams saturation, and the actual you getting there with a stimulant pre-workout isn't going to happen. Pump pre-workout isn't really going to happen because it's never recommendable that you train every single day of the week. So, and then if you miss a dose the days you don't train, it's just, yeah, I think it is either a lack of education or you're trying to exploit a specific market, which is either uneducated in itself.
Correct.
Yeah, that's the one. Either you're uneducated or you're exploiting the uneducated. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah. I think that's a fair thing to say.